Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cartooning Animals with Alicia Dianne Art. I am Alicia Dianne, and I'm already looking up some images for us. I think I want to go and try some rabbits for a while. I'm not sure if we'll do any other animals, but I don't know if rabbits came to mind for some reason. There have been a couple of famous cartoon rabbits. We're not going to try and necessarily duplicate that, but we're going to just go ahead and give it a shot and see where we get. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can pull this in here. All right, so I'm going to try and pull in some images, some reference images, and we'll do a couple of live sketching directly from the reference first, which is what I like to do and I always recommend doing. If you're going to be cartooning animals, I think it's good to get a little bit of a head start by just drawing the actual animal first, and then you can go ahead and make caricatures and all of that good fun stuff. I mean, it seems at first, if you're not used to it, it seems like a little bit of a like, oh, I don't have to go and do like the actual animal if I'm going to be doing caricatures, but really, it's you. I'm sorry. That kind of grosses me out a little bit. I don't know what that is, but okay. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted for a moment. Oh, that's cute. Oh, and plus, actually, maybe rabbits came to mind because we just celebrated Easter. I didn't even think about that, but like, what do they call that? Subliminal messaging is a real thing. So I suppose that could be why I decided to go with rabbits. Rabbits aren't like an animal that I think about all the time, but that kind of makes a lot of sense now. So I think I know why I picked rabbits now. Anyway, I'm gonna pop us into the Photoshop window and switch that over. And let's see if I can get into the Photoshop. Here we go. There we are. And here we are. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up a little bit bigger, a lot bigger. And let's see, hold on a second. Pull this over. See my YouTube window or my Google Hangouts window. Make sure that I can still see that. I'm going to crack my window because it got really hot for some reason. And let's go ahead and try some images. So let me make this full size. And I'm going to see if I can, I don't know if I can resize them all together. Probably not, huh? Let's see. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm going to pop these boys over a little bit. And let's start from the first image. And if I need to resize any of them as we go, then I will gladly do that. All right. So let's we'll take one image at a time and resize this one. All right. So how long should we go for? Let's do a 2-minute pose. Is that too long? Hopefully not. Let's go ahead and give it a try. 2-minute poses for a couple of these, and then we'll get to some, and then we'll get to actually the, you might say fun part, but I think they're both the fun part. Okay, let's start. All right, and I'm just gonna look at this guy, just have a look at him. Let's try and get that body in there first, chest, the parts to his body. Head up here. Always look a little bit nervous whenever I'm drawing rabbits. Well, whenever I see a rabbit, they usually look a little bit nervous. So keep that in mind too. Last week, or actually a week before that, when we were doing cartooning animals, I was talking about how you want to think about the character traits of your character. Doesn't matter, even if you're just doing it like a really quick, silly sketch. You want to think a little bit about what's that character like, what's their personality like, and I always think about that, even if it's subconscious. I tend to think like right before I'm drawing a character, what is this character like? Even if I'm drawing somebody directly from life and just trying to get a sense of their personality, I usually just like think for a moment, like what's their quirk? Because everybody has a quirk, and that's what makes characters kind of interesting. If you think about it, everybody has something that's sort of different about them, or you know, something that's kind of unique about them. Like I'll give an example. My mom was talking to someone that she recently met, um, and it's like really smart, and he's mature and really, I guess, uh, you know, a mature, dapper fellow. And then she finds out that like he reads horoscopes, and that's not really something you would expect out of a man that's like mature, educated, and it's really professional. But he still like reads something silly like horoscopes. So I thought that and I thought to myself as soon as she told me that, I was like, wow, that is such a character thing. Like that's something that's so unique just to one person, because like you would think, based on what I've told you so far, that that would be the type of person, but we all have little quirks that don't seem to fit. And that's what makes us distinct and unique, and that's what really makes a strong character. I'm gonna make this a bit bigger. Let's see. That should be plenty big. That's a big rabbit. And I'm gonna do another 2 minute pose. And we're like I said, we're still just trying to get a feel for like what's this guy like, about this little fella here, big round chest. And I did the head first this time, but you can start with the body or the head. I recommend, if you're used to drawing, starting with the head, that you learn how to start from the body, and maybe even vice versa. Just try things sometimes that are maybe outside of your comfort zone and might help you out. I want to think more, where's the shoulder coming from, even if it's covered. That elbow's going to be back there. Right here, like this. Think about little things like that. Like, where's that ankle at? Where's it coming from? I want to think about that. And it's okay to redraw over your drawings. Tail coming out there. And right here, where arm is coming from. Even if it's just a little bunny arm. Think about that. I feel like right around this time, like noon, afternoon time, it's like it doesn't matter how cool the morning is, all of a sudden it'll start to get really hot out here. I don't know, maybe it's just the way that Santa created it. I don't know. And I can see just a little hint of the second eye, even though I can't see that other eye. I'll make sure to keep everything balanced too. It's like such a sad face. I'm really just anxious and just like, I don't know about these people. Do any of the characters in Game of Thrones use a rabbit sigil? Or that just came up and I wondered. So I thought like, for a second, do we have a rabbit? Have our dragon, 3-headed dragon, we know that. We have our lion. Are there any? I don't know if any of you are Game of Thrones nerds like me, but I'm super nerd and very happy, of course, that it's back on air. Maybe we'll talk about that sometime as the game goes, as this game goes, or as this um, little episode goes through. Okay, so that's our second rabbit. How many more rabbits should we do? We'll do maybe, let's see. Oh, this is really cute. This one is just too big, so I'm gonna make this one smaller. Try 80%. We still love it. Alright, so that works. Put them over there. And maybe these will be our last posts. So maybe, Yeah, maybe these will be our last poses before we go on and try and do some caricaturing. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make this one 3 minutes since there's two of them. So I'm going to try and get their mass in first, the bulk of their body. They're obviously very young rabbits, trying to keep themselves a little bit inconspicuous in the grass, hiding out there. What's the biggest way you can tell a young mammal versus a fully grown? Those are some things that you could pay attention to. Those are some of the things that like I've also tried to like notice like throughout my, I guess, career, my drawing career, I'll say. Just like what is it? One of the things is the proportion to the from of the head compared to an adult. A human head or even any animal head is the proportion to the body size is a lot different from a adolescent to an adult. Like a baby rabbit will have a much larger scale head compared to the body size than an adult rabbit would. And that's not to say that like the head is necessarily bigger. It's just disproportionate to the rest of the body size than it would be for an adult. And I don't know, that might be something that you've known already or not, but because I think a lot of beginning artists, including me, just thought they had like a really big head, but they do, but it's proportionate to their body size. Like the average adult human. I'm not sure what the going rate is now, but usually when you draw a human adult, their body size is 6 to 8 heads, typically in ratio. So by comparison, their head will be 1/6 to 1/8 the size of their total height. And for children, it's like 1/4. It's really drastically bigger. Like for toddlers, I think that's the size that I gave for. It's about 1/4. And even like a newborn baby, their head is almost a third of their body size. It's really like kind of crazy, huh? When you think about it like that. And I'm not sure those are the exact numbers. I should have. I didn't know I was going to be talking about this today. But if I knew I was going to be talking about this today, I would have looked it up to get the exact numbers. So if you want to go ahead and Google that, you can. And if you want to leave a comment and let everyone else know, but it's somewhere around that size. So let's go ahead. And that's our time. But I'm going to try and get a little bit to the second moment. Also, like you'll notice like a different, you have rounder features, larger scale eyes for their proportion. Large forward-facing eyes is what mammals we tend to be attracted to as mammals. We look and we feel like more attracted to, not in like a, chemistry attraction, but like sort of a, what is it, empathy, I guess, towards other animals that have large forward-facing eyes. And I don't know why, that's just the way we're built. And I don't know if anyone's ever proven why like, we think that baby animals are so cute and baby humans are cute. I think that is, and I'm pretty sure that I've heard this before. I don't have the scientific fact, but I'm pretty sure that is actually their defense mechanism. Their defense mechanism is that they are perceived as appealing, as like, we find them attractive because and we want to take care of them, and it's really a defense mechanism for them to be able to grow into their full adulthood. And I'm not sure how scientifically proven it is, but I'm pretty sure I heard that, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So I mean, because babies, even baby animals, they can't really defend themselves very much, they're not really, they don't have a whole lot of skills. Like the biggest defense that human babies have is their screaming. That's their defense. That's how they stay alive. Literally, if they didn't scream and cry to really like say, hey, I need to be taken care of, then it's likely that not nearly as many humans would make it, because they cannot walk, they cannot talk, they cannot go and heat up their own bottle, they cannot do anything on their own. They can't even, use the restroom on their own. They're completely 100% reliant on others. And baby animals, they're able to do a lot more than baby humans are. They're still pretty defenseless. They really can't do much. So like either being loud or being cute, it's their way of getting through this life. And that's rough. I feel bad for them now. Oh, poor things. But don't feel too bad. I think they're doing pretty well. Last I heard, we don't have any rabbit shortages anywhere. I think they're doing pretty well. So that's a good thing. They are cute though. Okay, so I think I spent enough time on these baby rabbits and discussing their defense mechanism of cuteness. All right, so here's this guy. Do you think we can make a caricature out of him? So last time we did these cartoon animals, I picked a couple of traits and then went into making some finalized sketching. So let's see. Of course, they're all rough drawings because we have a limited time here, but we have enough time to make some decent artwork. So I'm gonna. That's too big. 250 will do. All right, that's it. So I'm gonna take this guy right here. I'm gonna do some character trees. Like, what were some of the things that I was talking about before? I remember one of them. Turn my fan on. Okay, guys, I have returned, and hopefully you guys can still see everything that I'm doing. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you guys. I went to a workshop last night at CSUN, and it was so amazing. And that's something that I'm gonna have to get into because we need to start drawing. But I'll talk about it once I start drawing. Let me first pick out the character traits. Okay, so like nervous. Yeah, they look like nervous all the time. So here's the one traits I have here for nervous is anxious, concerned, fearful, hesitant, uncertain, uneasy, unsure. So I like that uncertain. Uncertain. I'm gonna pick that as one of my traits. And let's see. Uncertain. And then I want to find one that's slightly entertaining, maybe conflicting with that. And so I think it's always good when you're developing characters, designing characters, pick traits that kind of conflict a little bit, but like still are believable. Like you wouldn't be greedy and generous at the same time. Those conflict direct opposite of each other. You want to find things that don't not make sense, but like give the character a little bit of quirkiness about them that makes them really unique, because everyone is unique in their own way. So if I picked uncertain, I wouldn't also pick confident. Those are two opposite. I mean, polar opposite. I would want to pick maybe he's uncertain yet he's let's see, like uncertain yet. I'm looking at my list right now. Energetic, ambitious. Like I'm thinking like Zen or something. Like he's not sure, but I don't know. That's not even on my list, but I want to like pick something like that. I'm thinking like Zen. He's like, I'm gonna just put it because it's not on my list. but I like the idea of an uncertain Zen master. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that. And let's see where that leads me. I don't know if it will lead me anywhere good, but let's see. Maybe he's a little bit um, different size in each other. So because he's uncertain, I want to leave his eyes pretty open because he's like he has to look around a lot because he's not sure about anybody here. He don't really trust people, so he's like you gotta keep a lookout, make sure that nobody's out to get him, you know. But he's still trying to be like a Zen master, so maybe he's trying to look. I don't know. I feel like giving him a beard or something. Rabbits don't really have beards, but that's okay. He's kind of like, I don't really know about you guys, but I've been around the block. So maybe he's, I'm thinking about it. He's got some jawbones here. Not jawbones, some pretty um, cheekbones. He's, oh, this doesn't really look clear. Maybe he's just like, I don't really know about you. Uncertain that he's Zen, so he's got his ears. Let me make his ears. I'm still looking at my reference, even though it doesn't look anything like my reference. I'm still using it to remind me this is what a rabbit looks like. This is what a rabbit would be like. So that makes me feel I'm gonna give him a little bit of pink. And let's see, he's got the other one. Maybe he's listening out in his other ear, right here. No, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to meditate here, and that's exactly what I'm gonna let him do. He's gonna be where you're meditating. And also, before I do stuff like this, I don't always get the chance to, but I like to get in a couple of figure drawings. So I did do some figure drawing before I jumped into this today, and I'm glad I did. I didn't get to do I didn't do figure drawing. I don't want to say get to, because it is a choice. It is a choice when you decide to draw, when you don't. Even if, you take some days off, that's okay. Still my own choice that I didn't. But I got back into it today. And, but I'm really proud of myself because I think I did a good amount last week. So let's go back into it. I want to give him, maybe he's got some, I don't want some rabbit feet. He's got big feet, but not, I don't want to make him look overly ridiculous. So I'm trying to figure out now where his cross knees would be. I'm doing some yoga pants, so he's not, totally in the nude here. That's another thing too. You have to pick and choose, especially with animal characters, when you want to make them nude and when it's totally not okay to make them nude. And how do you decide that? Because Bugs Bunny, look at Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is totally nude, but he's a standing upright character. And I think they really did that really well, because I was just gonna say too, if you make your character too human, you can't really make them nude. But Bugs Bunny stands up on two legs and walks upright and everything. So I think part of their trick is really with his patterning, and with really getting that coloring right, and just nothing about his body per se that would suggest anything sexual at all. It's just very upright and slender and just kind of a blank slate. And I think that helps. I don't know exactly all the tricks that they use to really make it non-threatening and still a naked cartoon character, because look at Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse has shorts and shoes on, even though maybe he doesn't need to. But why did they make that decision to put some little bit of clothes on here and there? And for certain characters that are really human, like in the world of Zootopia, where they're like living and acting as humans, that would totally be unokay, I think, for most of the characters if they were nude. So I think it's a careful choice, and be careful about it when you're making your cartoon characters, because you don't want a character that's supposed to be charming to end up looking creepy. you know. So I think it's like you have to pick your battles with that. And I still think it's sort of about how humanized you make them. Bugs Bunny was, you know, he talked and he walked like a human, but at the same time, he still lived in a rabbit hole. So, he still lived in a rabbit hole and ate only carrots. So that part of him was still very much animal. So I think that sort of made it okay for him to be nude most of the time when he wasn't dressing up impersonating someone else or, something like that. Anyway, I think this one is good. I want to give him like, he's supposed to be meditating, so maybe I'll give him like some Zen fingers. He's trying to be Zen, but he's not really. I'm going to move on to the next character. Maybe he's Zen, but he still has his lookout. He's still not really trusting of whatever is going on outside there. So, I'm delete this. Okay, so the untrusting Zen master. I want to give his neck a little bit of skin. One thing about necks, you have to make sure that you're not making them look like their head's gonna fall off. That's not an appealing look. Okay, so he's a Zen master, but like I said, he's uncertain. He's still looking around. So there's this guy. Maybe I'll give his beard a little bit of color and a little bit of shading. Still keeping a lookout. This out. All right, so next, let's go ahead. Oh, we already did this guy. That's the one we just did. We can skip this one. And I'm going to change the size. And let's pick another character trait. Let's see. What would be interesting for this one? I want to do a girl for some reason. I want to make her sassy. Is there sassy? I want to make her spoiled. There we go. She's spoiled. Okay. Spoiled. But she's also spoiled but fearless. That's kind of odd, but okay, let's try it out. So I'm going to make her looking up immediately. Maybe her eyes down here. Maybe she's looking about a little bit, just whatever. I don't know what to do with her hair. Also fearless, so what can make her fearless? I have an idea. I'm going to give her a strong demeanor of a woman in charge. Maybe she's a spoiled warrior queen who works out a lot, and she has very humanized muscles. And maybe she's even donning a bit of a shield here. She is a fearless warrior who is also spoiled. But that's sort of a dynamic that's odd, it's not really what you would expect, but it doesn't contradict. It's possible, she could be spoiled. There are plenty of not women in particular, unfortunately, But you know, in monarch history, a lot of royal people do fight in wars. I know that the Prince Harry went to war, and I'm sure that many of the other um, or military training of some sort, and I'm pretty sure they served some time in the military. And I think for a lot of them, it's required. So maybe you know you can be spoiled and come from a nice fancy background, but you still have to do your duty, I guess, and and fight for the good cause or whatever it may be. I'm gonna make her a little bit smaller here. I think she's taking up a lot of space. Actually, I need to just oops, my bad. There we go. It's going to make her smaller. I tend to draw pretty big and run out of space. Oh yes, I wanted to get back to the workshop that I went to last night. It was really cool because I got to do a workshop with a writer and director. He's been working in Hollywood for some time now, and apparently he's very good at what he does because he's like an Oscar-nominated guy. His name is Billy Ray. You can look him up. Don't not to be confused with Billy Ray Cyrus, but named Billy Ray. And actually, I actually have some other announcements that I feel like I should share with you guys. I was in a bit of a pickle. I was struggling because, you know, I did apply for the MFA screenwriting program. And if you were curious about that, I was on the waiting list for a while and I was having a lot of debating. Personal struggle is the best word I can think of because I was like, but man, I'm so close to finishing my MA. I only have 3 more classes to finish my MA degree, which is in illustration. And so I'm like, what should I stay or should I go? And like you guys know, I already talked about how I felt after my critique that I had, which was awful the first time around. But you know, second time around, I felt like I had much more of an understanding of what I need to do. And so that was really deterring me. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I do want to work in the movies. I do have goals for that. I do want to direct animation. And so I was like, I don't know, should I stay, should I go? And I think that I did come to a decision. And my decision is I'm going to finish my MA degree. I made a commitment to myself and I made a commitment to a lot of the, you know, the people who do look up to me and as a reference for art and to learn from me and this very visual art medium, and I am committed to it. This has been, you know, not a hobby for me. This has been my lifetime work. This is something that really matters to me, something I'm passionate about. It's something that I've been doing workshops like these for the last almost 4 years, and it's incredibly important to me that I at least honor my commitment and honor what I've been doing and something that's passionate to me. This doesn't change my initial my goals though. This doesn't change my ultimate goals. I still very much plan to write, and I am writing. And like I've shared with you guys, I've been writing on a story that it took me like 2 years to get the nerve to even start writing, and it's not just a passion for me. It's like it almost feels like this is something that I need to do, like totally need to do. It's like it's been such a driving force for me to just pursue and to learn from and all of that. And so that's also been another thing on my mind. And so I know what my goals are. At the same time, I want to honor this, and I do want to follow it through to the end. So I'm going to finish my MA degree, and I've talked with the graduate coordinator at the MFA screen program and told him I'm going to finish my MA degree, but I'm going to reapply and I'm going to seek to follow through and finish and join the MFA program once I'm finished with my MA program, which will be in May, so next year. not this year, in May next year. So I'm going to finish my MA degree and I'm going to reapply to join the screenwriting program. And if they'll have me, I'll begin that in fall 2020. So that's a lot of, that's a long-winded explanation, but I wanted to be completely, I don't like the word transparent, but like open with you guys, especially those of you who have been a part of my journey and understand like all of the different stages that I've been through and how hard it's been for me and all of that. So I just wanted to give you an update of where I am, and so that you know what's coming for me, and hopefully that will help you to understand not only where I'm coming from, but where I'm going. And if you ever end up in a pickle like how I was, maybe it will help you to make a decision. But I have this thing on my wall. I'll have to show you guys next time. I'm not showing my face today. I didn't have time to put makeup on and all that. So I'm just going to let that go for now. But I'm sure I've been on here without makeup before. But I just, I can't right now. Anyway, you guys will see me next week. But I have this thing on my vision board, and I've had it up on my vision board for a couple of years now. And it's right in the upper right hand corner, which is obviously super symbolic. It's up in my upper right hand corner, and it says, I finish everything I start. And I really want to honor that, and I really want to, like, really take that seriously and not just blow things off. Or even if, I am changing my concentration to move on to my MFA program, but I still want to finish what I started with the MA and follow it through to the end. And then once I move on, at least I know I'll be done with. I would have honored, all of this, effort that I put into this, like doing a master's degree program, even if it's an art program. It's not easy, guys. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time and energy, and I put a lot into it, and I want to follow it through to the end, and then continue on to the MFA. So we'll see what happens, and that's all I can say. I spent too much time on this drawing, but there she is. She's looking pretty fierce, spoiled. How is she spoiled though? Maybe she just has like a really. She's going to battle, but she's going to battle with some fabulous earrings. Oh, why is her earring dusting out of her head and not her ears? That's funny. You can do that though with cartoons. Oops. And step forward. Redo. Edit. Redo. So maybe she's going to battle, but she's going to battle fierce with some nice earrings on. And maybe a little bracelet. She's spoiled alright, but maybe a little anklet too. And a nice necklace. So she's spoiled, but she's also fearless. There she is. Alright, so let's keep going. I'm going to do these ones a little bit faster because we don't have as much time now. Alright, so I'm going to move on. And let's see. He looks kind of like a chubby, like a chubby, lazy boy. I'm gonna make him indifferent, and I just want him to be like he's indifferent. Should he be indifferent or lazy? He's indifferent. He doesn't care about his career. He still lives with his parents, and he's 39. He doesn't care. He's indifferent, and but he's like, but he's charming. Indifferent, but charming. Okay, there he is. And chubby, but he's not like Prince Charming. He's still chubby. All right, so I'm gonna make him be sort of a couch potato. And he's a cute couch potato, though. I'm gonna put a timer on. We got 3 minutes. I got 3 minutes to do this guy. He's indifferent, but he's charming. He likes to watch TV. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I know. It's those floppy ears. You'll see the floppy ears. That's what happened. That was a weird glitch. he doesn't really care. He's just like, yeah, you know what? I know. I know I'm too old to be like, living a slacker life, but who cares? I mean, maybe he just has his whole big fat rabbit feet up, you know? Maybe that's just what he does. How he rolls, I guess. And that's such an overused thing to say, but and maybe he's drinking like a big gulp, because what else? What else would he have? But like a big gulp. But like think about it like that. They're characters, no matter what their species is, they're just like people. They have personalities. Especially if you're making a character for animation or cartooning of some sort. Don't be afraid to give them very human traits and tendencies because that's what makes it funny. That's what makes us laugh. Like, oh my gosh, just Rabbit is just like my brother or whatever. I just think it's kind of funny. Maybe he has like a trucker hat. I don't know. The trucker hat makes no sense, but those like the mesh ones. Maybe he has that on. And maybe you want to give yours a MAGA hat. I don't know. I'm just saying, you can have fun with these guys. They don't have to be like. He doesn't have to be chewing carrots. He doesn't have to be in a field or like being chased by a coyote, which is what happens to the rabbits out here in Santa Clarita. They get pummeled by the coyotes population, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can have one. Well, he's fun though. He's like maybe he's just like chilling. He's got his little clicker. He's watching the boob tube. My son always laughs when I say, the TV. That's what they used to call it in the old days. Any, any people my age can, um, he just has like that foldable chair or something. Like lazy boy, whatever. He is a lazy boy and he's proud of it. And he's living a good life with his parents. He's kind of funny. I like him. Okay, that is exactly our timer. Let's go to the next guy. This guy, oh, he looks athletic. That's the first thing in my mind. Maybe he's athletic. He's like a runner. Um, he's a runner. He's athletic. He's like he's a runner. He's like kind of he's a little bit awkward. Like maybe he's like, he just moved to United States. He's transferred to America's team. I don't know, making up a story. But he doesn't really speak the language better yet, so he's like still feeling weird. So he's athletic. And I gotta leave in a minute. But I think we can still do this. Athletic, but like awkward. That's not how you spell it at all. All these people are going to graduate school. I can't spell awkward. That is awkward. But anyway, let's keep going. All right, 3 minutes to make this awkward like guy. I'm trying to think of what he would be. He's like me. Maybe he's got like a big smile. Oops. He's like a big smile and he's like kind of awkward a little bit. But he doesn't want to be awkward. He just kind of is awkward. And maybe how is his chin maybe? He's got maybe he's got like a weird kind of chin. But he's got like really big ears. I want to make his ears. And make his head's too big. And now is the time too where you might want to look at some other references. You might want to look at like athlete from some other country, or like just to get to add the double whammy, especially if you have something really specific in mind. This is when I would suggest that you go and you look at some other stuff. I'm not going to right now because I'm just going to try and make something a little bit, kind of what I'm going for. And he is athletic, but I'm going to give him like a gangly type of neck, like just to fit with the awkward thing. Like maybe he's kind of skinny up top, and he's like holding on to his waist and stuff. So maybe he's like kind of skinny on the top, but he has like more muscular type of legs or something. Like he's like, yeah, I'm a runner or whatever. And he has his little like running pants on or something. He's got like his little athletic shirt. I don't know. He's got like skinny but muscular type of arms. You know the type. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He's kind of skinny, but he's still, he's still a runner. And Casey's like, yeah, I am a bit ugly, but I'm still athletic. He's making that's good. Like your characters should make you laugh. Like when you're making a character and maybe he has like a little mullet, just to make him more awkward. Just to make him like more awkward. It's kind of funny. Oh man. Oh man, I wish I had more time. Let me just do the last bottom half of his legs. And I'm gonna have to make him smaller to do that. Let's see. 5%. So he's like, yeah, man, I'm cool. Not really though. So he's got like some nice calves and stuff. And this is where your figure drawing comes in handy, guys. Practicing figure drawing comes in handy, even with a cartoon. So yeah, he's kind of awkward, but he's got good calves. So the ladies, maybe some ladies still dig him, whatever. And there he is. So yeah, he's got little funny tails. So there you go, awkward but athletic. He's into sports, but he's still kind of weird. And I don't think you would want to date him necessarily. All right, there he goes. Just a little bit of. Oh, that's really cute. It's like a little baby. So maybe you make a little baby rabbit. Aww. He looks a little bit, I'm gonna make him innocent. Innocent, but evil. I don't know why. Because it's kind of funny. But evil. Like I said, let it be contradictory a little bit. Like, like maybe he's never murdered anyone, but he's thinking about it. Like, he's innocent, but he's evil. Like, like maybe he's never, like, look through that people and, to check out what people are doing without their notice. About to, like, it's creepy. But yeah, I'm still gonna make him a kid. He's also a kid. He's a creepy, in a sense, evil kid. And so when I think about being a child, and think about the age of your character too, and like I was saying, the overly proportioned eyes, or like the overly oversized eyes for their body, and making big eyes, but like really, he's looking right at you. Like, yeah, you might think I'm innocent. I have these big, puffy cheeks, and that's what I'm thinking about the innocent. Maybe he just has really big puffy cheeks. It'll give him things like, look, he's evil. You can trust him. He's evil. Maybe he's got a big, what should his body look? Maybe he's got a little bitty ears. Say the little cute little bitty ears make him look, a little bit more innocent. Maybe he's got like a bigger head. Oh, he's like a little lamb now. But maybe he's innocent, but he's evil. Don't trust him. I don't look like a lamb though. I want to look like a lamb. Make his forehead slant back a little bit so he doesn't look so lamb-like. Think about head shapes and stuff like that too, because little things like that do make your character look like a different animal. Maybe he's got little bunny teeth to look more rabbity. Maybe he's a little tiny body. Outward facing feet. But maybe he also has something behind his back, like a big camera. I don't want to give him a knife because they're like too menacing, or like a gun that's like too like that's when it gets too real too quick. But he's evil, so you have to have something creepy. In this case, maybe he goes to private school. He's innocent, but he's evil. Yeah. Those are like little quirky things that you can think of, like when you're creating your character. What are little quirky things that will still draw the point home, but he has a big fluffy tail. He's evil. Don't trust him. Alright, we got one more left, guys. Aw, that is adorable. That is so cute. That is really cute, actually. I don't even know what to do with this guy. It's just super cute. But I don't want to just make a cute little rabbit. We're making caricatures here. We're trying to have fun. We're not just trying to like make a generic rabbit. Now, if that was the case, we would just be craftspeople. We wouldn't be actual artists of any sort if we're just making something that's cute that goes on in the coloring book. We're doing something that's more. We're thinking. We're using our brains here also. We're not just using our hands. We're using our brains. So for this guy, maybe he's hyperactive. So hyperactive on my little sheet, so I'm going to use it hyperactive. But he's also like, I see impolite here, and I'm just gonna roll with it. I don't even know what those two have in common at all, but it just sounds kind of funny. So let's give it a shot. Okay, he's hyperactive and impolite. What the heck kind of rabbit is that? He's like crazy, but he's like also rude. Like, let's see. Okay, I want to give him like some kind of. I'm gonna hit the timer and give him like sort of down facing eyes. No, like I don't want him to look angry, but I want him to look kind of like down facing. Like that makes sense. But roll with me here. You're kind of like a big face. He's like I don't know. Let's see. Maybe he's darting off to the side. Maybe he's just. Now he looks like a real nut. Maybe I don't know. Those kind of eyes make him look a little bit too. I want to make them like down, going down, but like kind of like how they're slanted. But I don't want to make him look evil. That was the last guy. So trying to fix that a little bit. Maybe he's got some flaring kind of nostrils because he's so hyper. He's got to breathe, right? So maybe he's got like flaring nostrils. Ooh, he's like, but he's got this. He's like gonna he's gonna be rude to you because he's like impolite. So maybe he's just like me. Oh, that's so dumb, but it's funny, and that's what you want your characters to kind of do. But it's okay. You're like weird. This guy looks totally weird, but I'm funny. Okay, he's like, but I don't like you, but no. This is cracking me up. This one is kind of funny. This episode has been pretty successful, I think, in terms of making funny characters. I don't know what it is, but they're making me laugh a little bit. He's rude though. He's like, yeah, but maybe he's saying something rude, like, you smell funny. Like, he's impolite. So he's gonna say something like that. It's not funny. He's talking to the other rabbit. He's talking to the normal rabbit. I know it's totally weird, but that's I want you to get that. That's okay. It's okay if it's weird. Okay if it's like quirky. It's okay because we're making caricatures here. They're supposed to be weird, quirky, all that. So. Oh, he's weird. He's quirky, but that's okay. And I'm gonna see. Let's see. I'm gonna do with his ears. He's hyperactive, so I'm gonna make. I don't want him to be totally flat. Yeah. Maybe he's like sweaty because he's hyperactive. He's just weird. He's a weird guy. You really want to invite him over, you know? He lowers. All right, that's our timer, but I'm gonna try and add a little bit more to him because he doesn't feel all the way done yet. So I'm talking like him, like. But that's sort of thing that you want to do with your characters. I don't think everyone did that. You have to kind of you're acting with your pencil here. You have to kind of like become your character. Like I'm already like getting so into like the creation of this character that it's my first time meeting the characters such as yours, and think of it like that. Just because it's a drawing, you're creating a personality, which is really a cool thing. So you can think about like, oh, this is my first time meeting this guy. It's kind of funny. He's on guard a little bit. He's kind of like creeping hands away or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm hyperactive, and I don't trust you very much. Like that's the way this guy thinks. It might not be the way you think, but you can create characters that are totally nothing like you. Obviously, this guy doesn't remind me anything of myself, but I created him. He's funny to me. So maybe he's sweaty and he's inappropriate and stuff, but he's still he's got feelings in there somewhere. Or does he? I don't know. Maybe. You can create characters that have no feelings at all. That's totally fine too. So think about it, guys. Have fun making characters this week. Get a sketchbook. Practice. Practice making your own characters. Practice caricaturing. It's a lot of fun. And you'll learn a lot. Like the more you do it, the easier it'll be. And the more fun you can just have with it. And just be totally goofy. Don't worry about how goofy you are. That's part of the process. That's what we're doing here. We're trying to make characters and situations and create ideas that make people laugh and really give people a good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Cartooning Animals with Alicia Dianne, and I will see you all next week. I am out. And be grateful, live balanced, and be yourself. Bye-bye.